So now we have politicking on TikTok, which is the next thing that people want to complain about, that there's misinformation, disinformation, or that TikTok in particular gives the Democrats a certain lead that they either don't deserve or shouldn't have, or that's like more influencing the youth than anyone else. And I'm like, okay, well, get on TikTok then. I don't know what to tell you. Turning Point's on TikTok. Their content just doesn't do well. And they're like, we're being silenced. I'm like, your content sucks. So there's a lot to do with TikTok being great for electability and for getting your message out there. You have direct access to candidates. You can do influencer collaborations, like when Joe Biden invited a bunch of influencers to the White House for the signing of the Inflation Reduction Act. That was pretty cool. You can do live interviews. Y'all know who Marianne Williamson is? Because she is on TikTok 24 hours a day live. I don't know how she does it. She's challenging Joe Biden for the presidency. She's never gotten more than 2,000 votes. But she's on TikTok live every night at 7 talking about what she cares about. And she gets thousands of people to watch her. Even if you don't agree with her, she is a household name, even though nobody's going to vote for her. There's power in that. She knows she's not going to be the president, but her talking points are getting out there. They're giving young people ideas, and those young people are writing to their senators and congressmen and telling Joe they're not going to vote for him unless he does XYZ thing that Marianne Williamson promised them. You also could do press conferences. If you can't get trad media to cover you, sometimes you can just go live. I had, for the drop of the Epstein documents, 40,000 people watched me, and that was without a plan. 40,000 people logged in to watch me read the Epstein documents. And that was me being like, oh, they're out, live. Hey guys, the Epstein documents just dropped. And then people come and listen, right? You could not possibly afford that with trad media. Like, you'd have to have planned it, scripted it, pitched it to them. You can't do it like that. And I don't even know if you would get that many viewers, depending on what network you're on, or that much time to just say how you wanted to say it. I covered the Thanksgiving Day parade for NBC 2 years ago, and I did their TikTok live stream, and then they had the broadcast, which goes on television, and we had more people watching the TikTok live stream, and they freaked out and were like, shut it down, they're not watching, and then they're not getting the commercials, stop talking. And I was like, okay, great. So, you know, because who doesn't want, I was just showing the balloons and being like, hey, do you want to know a fun fact about this balloon? And they're like, yeah, I do. I just want to see the balloons, man, and the Rockettes. So this kind of weirdness with TikTok, but politicking on TikTok also really humanizes people. It gives them the chance to show a silly side of themselves, a goofy side of themselves, to connect with their audience. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Cory Booker, great guy, went to the Barbie premiere and made a Barbie TikTok during the peak of the strike. Like, bro, come on. with my Senator, Kirsten Gillibrand. Gotta be careful, but politicking on TikTok for being this big bad thing, Biden's approval rating is only 38.8%. If he was using his army of influencers that he allegedly has to poison the youth, wouldn't it be a lot higher? I don't see anybody ever riding around with like riding with Biden t-shirts or like Biden aviators or like Biden bro 24601 usernames. It doesn't work like that, right? I bet we wish it did. In fact, the most powerful person in all of politics is a member of the traditional media and the ruling elite when it comes to talent, Miss Taylor Swift. We love her. She got 35,000 new voters registered at vote.org after just posting one story on her Instagram account. So I don't want to hear anything about TikTok being the one to like influence the youth when it is Taylor Allison Swift on Instagram, which has been around, for decades, and which is not the choice for Gen Z social media platform. Like all things, I think that social media, new media, and the news work best when they are in partnership because it takes both.